Imagine this scenario after a hurricane hits South Florida. The internet is down, cell towers aren't working, you can't even make a call on a landline. How would you communicate in an emergency? How would you get help? We may all be relying on technology that's 100 years old on the radio.
WX4NHC, National Hurricane Center in Miami for net control.
All stations, please stand by. I was worried about the Hurricane Center.
They're called amateur radio operators, HAMs for short, and they fill a special role here at the National Hurricane Center. They communicate in ways others can't.
We have a group of about 30 volunteers, and they come in here during hurricanes that are anywhere in the Atlantic.
The National Hurricane Center relies on data and weather observations for their forecasts and reports. But sometimes the weather data can't be transmitted, either because there's no internet or sometimes because the weather is just too bad.
Many times we basically fill in the gaps from all the other weather data that they get through satellite and air reconnaissance and all that. And there's some gaps on the surface that they may not have. So we fill in those reports. We basically take surface reports from other hams that have weather stations and then relay them here to the hurricane forecasters.
Sometimes they not only report the weather, but become part of the action.
It happened during Hurricane Katrina, which is not that long ago.
Other times, hams are the life-saving backbone in a natural disaster.
We have in our group doctors, architects, engineers. They all bring their own set of skills as well as their communication skill. We get paid nothing because we're volunteers, but we get paid in the satisfaction that what we do, we feel is important, and we feel that it actually does help lives in the long run.
And Julio has one important bit of advice for all of us.
Have a communications plan with your family. Where are you going to be? If you lose cell phone communications, where are you going to meet? You know, because sometimes you can't talk to each other.
So if the power goes out and the internet goes down, we may all be relying on technology that's 100 years old to get help to where it's needed.
Are there any other stations on frequency that can copy the Hurricane Center? Over. QSL Net Control, this is Whiskey X-Ray 4, National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida. Name is Julio.